I might pop off camera here and there.
Okay.
If that's all right.
That's all good, man.
Just for a second, I might have to. I might pop off camera. I got notes here and there. I never take notes. I got notes.
How are we doing? Welcome, everybody, one and all, to Office Hours today with Styx Intern. And I am your host, Styx Intern, and this is my office. But today we're not alone in the office. We got another hardworking member of the dfkingdoms community here with us today, and his name is Emerson. Shout out, and we're here to talk about, among other things, among other spicy topics, pink slip duels, probably the spiciest topic of them all. Some updates and just excitement generally. Emerson, introduce yourself to the fans. Tell us what's going on with you, and most importantly, give them a chance to tell me if I accidentally have you muted.
Aloha! How's everyone doing? Shaka?
Yeah, we got
to be here tonight with Styx Intern. I've been looking forward to this. I had to cancel on him last week, but I'm here this week, and we're ready to talk some DFK, guys.
So I actually heard that the reason you had to cancel was because Frosty made you. Can you say anything on that?
No comment on that.
No comment on that one.
I heard there was, I don't want to say anything because I heard there was some evidence floating around out there. So
ooh.
I don't want to put myself in hot water, especially with a lawyer. If there's evidence out there, I better see the evidence before I make my comment on that question.
Ooh. Okay, so we might save that for a little bit then. Get into the evidence later, and let's see what the trial of the court of public opinion here in the chat thinks about that evidence. Aside from the evidence of Frosty's, evil deeds, we'll just go with that. We also are here to talk about the pink slip duels, archers, and gameplay in general. What's going on with, what some have called the devs versus players meta, which, just for clarity, I don't personally believe in. But, and then also, Emerson wants to drop some hot takes on hero summoning cooldown. So we got a lot of good topics tonight.
Yeah. Yes. I just want to, before the night starts and before the conversation and debate starts, I just want to give a little bit of warning that sometimes I just say stuff that, comes out of nowhere. So you got to give me a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. But no, I mean, I have strong views, but I also love this game so much. I think everyone knows that by now. I'm also very excited, which I say excited a million times, but I really am. I'm so excited about dfkingdoms. I'm so excited about the game, but I also have strong views and strong opinions, and I've been in the game since the very beginning, so I feel like I'm somewhat allowed to have those opinions. But they all come. I think Styx that the most important thing is intent. Whenever you're talking about something, and my intentions are good, and I just want to help the community, help the team in any way I can, and bring this game in front of a lot of people. So I just wanted to give that little bit of warning beforehand. Sometimes I can say stuff that I might not really have thought out first.
But it's all intended as constructive, even if it's criticism, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think you've proven to me, at least, I don't know about anyone else because I can't speak for their mental states, but to me that you have really a drive to serve the community with some just by making things exciting in the DFK space. And I really love what you're doing here is you're taking the idea of pink slip duels and kind of turned it into a reality. So let's dive into that. What's going on with the pink slip duels? I haven't seen any announcements in the chat or in the DFK Discord, I should say, that suggest they're coming before this Sunday. But so I assume there's going to have to be some logistics change-ups. And I know that you had some thoughts after listening to the ADFK interview with Frisky the other night. So why don't you just launch in and take the floor with whatever you want to say on pink slip duels and then the ADFK one, and we'll get this party started.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm really excited still about it. It's just we can't do it if duels aren't out. And I'm not getting upset about it or being negative about it. we'll make it work. And I know Frisky's working hard. We all know that man works harder than he should work, just like all of the other devs. So I'm not gonna whine and cry about it just because my tournament can't happen. We're holding on to the last second. I've been talking to you. I've been talking to the jewelers, and everyone's still down. But at the same time, we also want to do a good job. We want this to be a success. We want people to have fun. We want everything to go well.
Right.
And we're coming down to the wire here, and so it's looking more and more like it's going to have to be postponed. And I'm not making an official announcement right now that it's postponed, but I will when we decide. Maybe tomorrow. I'm just holding on for the last hope. But like I said, we really want to do a good job. We really want to put on a good tournament. So it's coming down to the point where we're probably going to have to postpone it to be able to do that. But everyone's been really positive. The jewelers have been really positive about it. And they said, well, as soon as duels comes out, it'll take us, a few days to figure it out. And then we can probably get it out within a week or two at the most, get the tournament going. The other thing is, it sounds like Frisky is putting in all of this in where it's going to be like a smart contract. So the way it was with Pink Duels before, I just had to kind of trust everyone. I asked everyone to sign,
Right.
like say, yes, I agree.
Which I love.
You're in the tournament.
I loved that was in there, like an affirmation. That's a contract, baby. Actually,
Wow.
if you wanted to spend money on lawyers to enforce it, you could. Not saying you should, but it is a
Exactly.
contract.
Exactly. So I did put that in there, but still, it's not really, Web3 that is, it's supposed to be trustless and all of that. So I would love to see, and that was my original thought on Pink Slip Duels, that it could all be done by smart contract, but that's a lot of work to do, and I'm not a smart contract developer either. So
Right. Right.
but that was my original idea. So it would be great if it's going to be in the game now. Now we can just incorporate that right into Pink Slip Duels. And I think you made a comment to me that the team just made my life a lot easier
Yeah.
by putting it into the game, and I agree. So that would be great if we can just operate it all of it right in the game. That just sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, like anything that can take the administration off your head of like dealing with sending the tokens around in like a short time period is good. Like even just coordinate games with duels is easy enough because you can just kind of like have people play it whenever and then watch the replay. But coordinating the sending and the level ups would be a lot harder if it's much easier if just once the duel is over, boom, they're straight to the winner's wallet. Nothing else needs to be done. It takes a lot of steps out of the logistic plan, and it's my personal tinfoil opinion that Frisky Fox saw what you were doing, thought it was super cool, and wanted to enable it by making it trustless, as you said. And so even though you and I may not be smart contract developers, we got seem to have the ear maybe of some pretty important ones, or not important.
Well, I'd be flattered if that was the case. I'd be flattered if that was the case. And I did say from the very beginning when I was on the AMA and on Christian Peter that I would love to see this in the game. They should put this in the game, and it looks like that's what's happening. And who knows? I mean,
I don't think it's going to be tournament in the game. I think it's just going to be like a private match, from what he was saying.
No, not the tournament, but I mean the death duels.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to tell the team that I think my name and marketing was much better. Death Duels, I mean, Pink Slip Duels, way better. Death Duels, Pink Slip Duels. I will offer, my branding that I created to the team for free if they want to use my Pink Slip Duels branding and also add the sexiest duels ever. I mean, come on,
See, I actually think that the death match isn't the Pink Slip version, though. I think they called that Keepsies. I think it's gonna be two different versions.
Keepsies even?
Yeah, you're playing for keeps, dog. It's like POGS. It's like POGS.
All right.
But here's probably why they didn't do Pink Slips though, is because not every country uses a pink slip, I'm sure, for their car registration. And we do have a global
Yeah,
audience.
that's kind of a boomer term, I guess, right?
I mean, resonates well with me as a Californian. We have pink slips still for sure, and
Yeah.
is yeah, yeah. That's I'm just trying to guess. I do like pink slip duels. Maybe they just yeah. I just don't think it makes sense in the kingdoms though, because does the king issue you a pink slip to enter the death match? That could be page 10. That could be page 10. Starbuck, write this down. Write this
Write this
down
down.
now. That's good shit, man. All right. All right, so unclear whether it's going to be delayed because the team could still release the duels tomorrow. They've done releases on Thursdays before, even like a rare one for on a Friday. So we'll see what they manage to get done. But if it doesn't come out, obviously the tournament can't happen yet. But it's still going to be an awesome tournament. I still plan to participate, and I'll hint now that I'm planning to give away some Vizzies during the tournament, maybe to participants or victors. Maybe the biggest upset might earn a Vizzy from me, because if you're going in there with a wizard and you manage to beat a Dread Knight, that would be a pretty big upset, and that Dread Knight would
Yeah.
burn. Do you think anyone's going to bring any heroes like that, like a Dread, to the tournament? What do you think?
I've been thinking about that a lot. That's been, for me, the funnest thing about all of this, for me personally, has been thinking about all the different strategies and wondering what everyone's going to bring. Like, I can't wait till that first moment when we see everyone's heroes, because I'm sure there's going to be some surprises. And we have some serious degens in this community that don't give a f, and they'll like I so I'm expecting something crazy to be brought for sure. And I know if it was me, I feel like this tournament, if you want to win it, you gotta bring it.
Yeah.
With duels, if like the only way to win is to have the highest stats. So if you want to win this tournament, you gotta. I mean, there's gonna be a little bit of luck involved, but I think strategy, a good strategy, the best strategy, I think will win, and I'm eager to see if that's the case. So
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be the case. I definitely plan to come in with some level tens. Is what I'm thinking. That I'm just gonna make all of them. Uh, once we know when duels is out. Once duels comes out, I'm just gonna do them all. Thank you, Brovia, for that donate live donation of 50 crystal. Very generous. I appreciate it, my guy. Just a reminder, everybody, we do have the donate live tool. Two Noobs is building that out. Our community is one of the core communities he's working with on it. Lots of big updates. There is going to be a watch to earn program still in development, but it all sounds really good. So definitely check it out. And if you do feel like giving back to me or any of the other famous streamers, in a niche, micro, tiny sense, if you feel like giving back to any of us, please use that link. Feel free to do it, and sign in with Ethereum while you're going there. Not Do not log in on the Ethereum network. That's not what you need to do. There's a button. Doesn't matter what network you're on. It says sign in with Ethereum. You click that, and you yourself could get 1,000 gold airdrop maybe one day. I don't know if that's something I have to set up. I might have to, but either way, go ahead and do it. And now that I have 200 subscribers, that link is pinned in the chat as well as being in the show description, because I couldn't pin it before, but now I magically can. Thanks YouTube for unlifting my shackles. Thank you, Emerson, for tolerating that quick self-shill diversion there.
no worries. I was just thinking, you mentioned Brovia. We were talking about pink slip duels. I was just thinking that this tournament must be like a car crash, like driving by a car crash for him.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
he
Train
doesn't
wreck.
want to watch, but he can't help but look. He can't look away, right?
Right, right. It's
That's how I
horrific.
see
I
it.
have to watch it, kind of thing. No, I totally understand. I actually think Brovia is in for a bit of a traumatizing experience when he comes on with Dags, because I
Yeah,
hear Dags has a nasty burn lined up. If you caught
yeah.
Bogside last night, he previewed it.
I watched that too. I don't think Brovia was there, so maybe he's watched it now. But don't watch Brovia.
Don't
Just
watch.
wait. It'll be a better surprise for all of us. So do it for the community.
Yeah, do it for the community, Brovia. I love you though. Yeah, I see you saying it in the chat. Good on you, man. That's funny. Okay, okay. So I think we've covered pink slips. Do you have anything else you wanted to drop on this topic while we're still here before we migrate?
No, we'll just it's looking most likely like it's gonna have to be rescheduled. I just don't feel ready to to announce it yet.
Yeah.
So But we'll roll with the punches. I mean, you can't live on an island and not, you know,
Not be
have
able to
some
go with the flow.
hustle. You gotta
Yeah,
have some hustle and muscle to live on an island. You know what I mean?
that's
So we'll
right.
be good. We'll figure it out, and it'll all work out and be great.
I totally believe it. Excuse me. Sorry. All right. So next, moving on. Some interesting things happen in crypto. Have you been following any of these meme coins or anything like that on Solana, the Solana frenzy, Emerson? Do you pay any attention to that?
Personally, I'm not a fan of Solana, but I have been following on AVAX. I just don't like Solana, but
No,
whatever.
no, I mean that's fair. I personally haven't been playing very much on Solana. I did a little bit, but that was all at the end of last year. Uh, so I just bring it up because some dev did possibly the stupidest meme coin launch in history, Slurf, which he took in 10 million of pre-sale, sold some of his own like private reserve tokens, and then burnt the entire pre-sale LP. Or like he burnt the amount that was supposed to be minted to the pre-sale people. He burnt it all.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, burnt 10 millions that he owed. I mean, if it this guy is an idiot first off for doing that, but it just made waves. And just be careful out there with the whole pre-sale meta. Everyone, don't believe that if you send money to a random address, you're going to get more back. That is in fact not likely to happen. So I just wanted to raise awareness of slurfed. And if you hear me using the word as a verb, it's like gonna replace an intentional rug for me probably because I really like the word slurf. It rolls off the tongue well. But yeah, that's why I bring it up. And then
Yeah.
and then I think it's getting close to time, Emerson, for us to talk about gameplay mechanics.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I do want to say one thing with the meme coins. If you mess
Yeah,
around with
yeah.
those, just be really careful, guys, with the meme coins. But also, like for me, if I'm in a meme coin for more than like 15, 20 minutes, I feel like I've made a mistake. So that's some
That's
really
fair.
good. That's a really good way to play meme coins. Is just like when you see it drop real a little bit, get in and get out. 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes. And then buy AVAX and then go and buy Jewel with your profits. And that's a really good system that I've been using for the last few days. And
You
it's
know,
been
it,
serving me very well.
I like that system too. It's funny you mentioned it. I actually just rotated a teensy bit of profits from crypto valleys, my initial plus a bit more, back into Jewel. It never started in Jewel, so it's totally the gain for Jewel, which is great. I'm excited to do more of
Awesome.
that. That project is pumping wildly. Be careful if you decide to enter it because man, it is going faster and higher than I thought it could, which means like it can go faster in the opposite direction than I think it can. And yeah, just if anyone does jump in now, just be aware, all new projects, we know how these locked tokens are tantalizing. And then, it's kind of like the torment of Tantalus. They never get back to you. But I love the idea of taking profits into Jewel. I think, more people, that's a good reason to stay broadly positioned in the ecosystem so that, when other things do randomly pump just because of some stupid narrative, you can rotate it into the things you actually do like. So good call there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then so yeah, game mechanics. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some stuff. What do you want to start with?
Well, you
I
told
got my
me,
notes here.
you
I
told
got notes.
me, I think it was, I have some questions about the game and how things work. So
Oh yeah.
let's start with those questions. I think that's a good little warm up. And then we could dive into the heavier stuff.
Yeah, so the first question I have, so I had posted an idea about a magical slingshot, and really the way that this idea started was I was thinking, man, it'd be really cool. It's always bothered me for some reason. It's always bothered me that that ability is called one small stone because they're shooting an arrow. I don't know why that bothers me, but it bothers me. And so then I started thinking, man, it should be like the archer should, you know, quiver his bow and pull out a slingshot and for the one small stone ability. So I just love, giving the devs more and more work. But
Yeah, of
that's how I
course.
started thinking about it. And then I was thinking, well, if it's a slingshot, then why shouldn't my priest be able to pick it up and and use it? So I just started thinking about it, and then I started thinking, well, maybe because the buffing, the buffing in gaming, it just seems like, okay, one small stone is such a popular thing with everybody. And yeah, it's popular because it's broken, right?
Right. That is one of my main points on that. It's like most of the time the broken mechanic is very popular because it's the one that's most people can easily get a win with.
How they're winning the game. Yes, I agree with that. But my point is that instead of just simply just buffing it and making everyone pissed off about it or irritated about it, why not find a way that's a little bit a little bit more fun for everyone? And like, so wouldn't it, if you gave that ability to other heroes, right? So you buff it a little bit for the archer, of course. You have to buff it for the archer, but then you give it to the other heroes in a limited ability. So you're taking something away, but you're giving something back also, and then you're creating another really cool weapon, a slingshot. Everyone loves slingshots, right? And then you're giving these other heroes abilities to hit someone in the back row or something like that. So my basic idea is that you're adding to the game instead of taking away from the game. But like I was telling you also, is that I'm not, historically a gamer, so I don't understand how all of these things work. But in my mind, it's like, well, let's make it more fun, But I don't know if that would ruin everything.
So I think your opinion makes a lot of sense. But I think here's the things that I think you kind of just I think they did do this to make the game more fun, believe it or not, in the long term.
Okay.
Because so the issue with balancing games like this where there's PvE and PvP is you want to make things strong enough that people can feel like a beast when they're playing against the computer, and like, I am the shit, this is my campaign, right? Whatever it is, I'm just doing the stuff against the puzzles, right? As Workhorse has described how he sets up these combat mechanics. The problem is when you take those same things that make the player feel like a god against the computer and have them do it to other players, you get the opposite end where people are like, if we had PvP out before One Small Stone was nerfed, people would have been pissed off about it before, like long before it got nerfed, because you could just, the game would be decided by if someone just flings all three archers small stones and one of them crits, and now you have to recover as the other player, but they can just do it again and again and again, right? And so that was the kind of, I think, problem with it, is that they didn't want to take actual power out of the ability. They thought the ability felt good. People really liked using it. They just wanted to make it more tactical when people would use it, and that's what I think the goal of the change was. And I do think it actually worked pretty well. I think a lot more about when I used One Small Stone. And my stream when the patch came out, my very first hunt, is actually a really good example of why it was broken. I was talking the whole time, like, I can just use this repeatedly, and even if the crit doesn't hit, I can just use it again. There's zero downside to it is always the best decision. And so when you find a mechanic in a game where no matter what, it is always the best decision to do just this one thing and spam it, like, just keep doing that one thing, that's generally considered poor game design in a complex game, because you're trying to make something where people have to tactically make decisions. And if the decision is in every situation, press X, that's not really, like, the game is not designed well, and people will burn out of it much faster than they will if they're playing a tactical game that makes them think and strategize in order to win. So I think those are the two elements that was like it. They were also thinking about how it would feel on the other end, and the fact that it was infinitely repeatable, while great, made you feel like a god against the boars and the birds. It would be very, very, like, just cancerous if you were allowed to do it in gameplay where, like, every comp would just be 3 archers, 1 small stone, because if you didn't do it, your enemy would, and they would just be able to keep rolling that small stone over and over again. And sure, yeah, maybe they lose a third of the time, but they're still winning 2/3 of the time, so that's good by them, And then the other factor is the part I mentioned, which I'm now just totally blanking on, but the second thing that I had mentioned aside from the fact that there's no decision making. It's kind of what in a lot of games I've played before where people have asked for classes to get nerfs for reasons like this. They use the word face roll to describe the class, which means that I could beat you if I were to just take my face and roll it across the keyboard, right? Because the character's that broken. It's like there's no thinking involved. It's face roll. So I think One Small Stone was pretty freaking face roll, and that was why I think it was healthy for the game long term for it to get nerfed, and actually in the best interest of the players who will sooner than expected be going PvP against each other. But yeah, so those are my initial thoughts. What are your reactions?
No, that makes sense to me. I'm wondering though, could you have something like what I'm suggesting in PvE, but not in PvP? Because I can totally see where what you're talking about makes sense in PvP. But I think maybe in PvP you have a little bit more wiggle room, and something like that could actually make the PvE more fun.
Right. No, I actually think
Way.
so.
Is that a
Yes,
possibility?
I think your idea is good, and I think if you look at a long enough time horizon, it's going to happen. I don't think it happens soon because the devs have already expressed how hard it's going to be to balance with subclasses. Where like you can put One Small Stone on any class right now, kind of if they have an archer subclass eventually, right? When subclasses come out, whether it'll be good on that class is a matter of like, do they have luck, yada yada yada. So it is kind of in the game in that way that any class could have access to it if you build the hero right to have it. So I think it's not absurd to think that maybe one day they would put it on an ability on equipment. I just don't think they've put that into their main system, like the idea of an ability being on equipment yet, because there's no like button slot for it in their UI where like we have the traits, we've had them since even the combat testing grounds, right? They've been in the UI, and really what I think your idea is like a great idea for a more advanced, older, mature game. Right now, they're still getting the first iteration out, and I've played a few games from the alpha. And what happens? You also mentioned power creep in the text that you sent me before this. So the way things work when I've been through this experience of watching a game grow up from alpha to launch is like you start with a batch of like first drafts. And those first drafts, some of them are garbage, hot garbage, and some of them are awesome. And what they do is they try to find ways to make the garbage ones feel better, and maybe find ways where like the awesome ones are exhibiting those face roll or instant, no strategy kind of tactics where like just do this in every situation. And they try to tune down those and tune up the weak ones until they get to a good design balance where they realize kind of what they can do to really make something fun while not making it so much stronger than everything else. And so I think generally what we're going to see actually is that most of the classes that exist right now are slowly going to get buffed up as they get better at designing heroes, because they'll be like, oh, well, we had this great idea as we were doing the first advanced class, and we realized, wow, that would have been perfect if we'd had it when we thought of it when doing the archer. They'll eventually come back and like add it to bring the archer up and like catch it up to the new modern design idea that they have. And this is just something that'll organically happen and grow, in my opinion. But I think generally the strength of the classes is going to trend up for a little while. The reason you don't want that power creep up to go too fast, it's kind of like inflation, where if it happens slowly, like you generally don't feel it. It's just the government stimulating economic activity. Everyone's happy. Everyone's got enough power. They can do well in society by beating their friends in PvP. But if it happens like too fast, then they can't keep doing it because they can only make something so powerful before it's like, well, this is an auto win every time. We're making this just automatically kill a hero every single time it uses a spell. So there's a natural limit to how powerful things can be before they get unfun to be on the receiving end. Like there's nothing I can do in response to this, to respond tactically to this in any situation. It's just a matter of who goes first, like who has the higher speed. And that's not really a fun game. So that's why they want to limit it right now when they're still at the very beginning of a process of adding these 30 plus classes in the game once they get in the very long-term roadmap with 2 more realms out. So I think that's why.
That makes a lot of sense.
And also, by the way, screw Mosh. Sorry. Keep going.
I can't see the chat, Mosh. So
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. I'll rewatch it back.
So Mosh is just saying, Emerson, Emerson, Shaka, I promise SI gonna let you talk soon enough, and he triggered me.
No, yeah, no. This is all really interesting, and what you just said made the most sense to me so far. That it being in the beginning of the game, and I think where a lot of this arose from is just from just me trying to, I'm always trying to have fun. I'm always trying to engage the community. I have a lot of interesting thoughts, and I just throw them out there and hope. I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong or I know anything. I'm just trying to engage the community to talk about this stuff now, because this is all before, right now we only have 4 classes released. So this is the time when we should really be talking about all of this stuff to help the,
I totally agree. It's good to be talking about it.
I mean, let's discuss this now, so that way the devs can get a feel. They can learn a lot from these type of discussions. I'm not saying that they're going to do everything we're talking about, but I'm sure that they could get a lot of ideas, a lot of inspirations from discussions like this about the game. And it's just me trying to think of innovative ways to do a buff instead of just making it weaker or something like that. And
right, I get that. I think they will get to that point. Is what I was trying to reassure you. I think it is going to get to the point where we'll find a creative way to rework it so it's fun, or bring it in, or keep it so it feels exciting and fun, and it doesn't feel like too much of we're punishing you for doing the best thing that we made.
Like the misses, right? Like explain those to me, because Workhorse talks a lot about feelings, right, in the game. How does the game make you feel? Right. And I love that. I agree with them 100%. So let's talk about feelings right now. And the misses, you hear it from everyone in the community. It's not just me. Even Christian Peter, friends. I mean, everyone in the community absolutely hates the misses. Now, I'm wondering though, is that a good thing? Is the fact that something in the game triggers people, like, is that, it's like kind of like no news is bad news. I mean, when a game brings up really strong emotions, even though it might be negative, is that a good thing? You know what I mean?
So I think you've actually hit on a really interesting topic in gaming generally, which is just like it. There's a lot of competitive games that are played by these big online communities. There's typically a lot of people who are very passionate, and they do get that emotionally involved in, and they do get pissed off, like very much more than our community has, even about changes made to the heroes. So it is to some extent like it's, I wouldn't say it's a categorically bad thing. I don't. It could get to the point where it is like addiction tendencies. And it's like, oh, it kind of makes me question it. But like generally, I think you're onto something there. With it is kind of good that people are this passionate. Yeah.
But so with the misses, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes this is the way it makes me feel. Okay, I'm talking feelings, not like insinuating that this is how it works. But to me, the misses just feel like an easy way for the devs to make sure that we lose the right amount of times. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's almost like an easy way to turn up or down the RNG. Oh, like we'll just add a little percentage to the misses, and because it doesn't feel like I go in there sometimes. I have a night that's supposed to be hitting 94% of the time, and I miss 4 times in a row. And if you don't believe me, I say
I do believe you. I do believe
like how. So what I'm saying is, so those percentages don't add up mathematically. Do you know what the odds are? Like I should win the damn lottery before I miss 4 times with a 95% chance.
Okay. You bring up a good point here with the lottery, because let's just take a gander really quick mid game at DFK Quester.
And like I said, I'm not insinuating. I'm just
No, no,
talking. This
no,
is how it makes
no.
me
Yeah,
feel.
I love it. I love it. And you're highlighting
Okay.
another thing that is universal to video games, pretty much.
Okay.
So you have 270,284 games in the Bad Boar, and already 29,321 in the Bad Mother Cluckers. And so we got basically, like, all for all intents and purposes, 30,000. Yeah, over 300,000 games played, and it's just law of large numbers stuff, honestly. Because when you have, like, yes, you in that one moment, your odds should, like, it is a crazy chance that that happened to you. But at the same time, that odd does exist, and it does have to happen to people just by the virtue of the law of large numbers. It's going to happen. That low percent chance, someone does win the lottery, even though no one wants to win this particular lottery, and it always feels bad. My biggest gripe with misses right now is that there's nothing distinguishing when you miss from when the enemy evades. Because how would you feel if, like, how do you feel when the boars of the box miss you, right? It feels like, no, that was deserved and justified, right? Like, every time. Yeah, totally. Like, so the RNG does happen on the other end. I just had a double miss in this one, and I was like, oh yeah, baby. Look and fly.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good point. But it just seems so game when it does happen, the misses, they seem so game changing that it just feels like it's like, oh well, I guess, you know, you got to keep the maybe it's a little bit of ego too. But like I said, it's just the way it makes me feel. And then, but I'm asking myself, well, maybe this is a little bit intentional to like bring up strong emotions because like strong emotions are can be a good thing,
Right?
and
Absolutely.
if so, I don't know. I was just curious to get the point of view from you and think, am I crazy to think that triggering me every once in a while is a good thing, like or
I mean,
almost a want, like
you're not crazy to think it. But I think it's attributing like an effect as the cause. You get what I'm saying? Substituting cause and
yeah,
effect. Uh,
yeah. Like
but
the game developers measure their greatness by how much they can trigger
well,
players.
like, think about it like this: they want to make stats important, right? So how do I make stats important? Well, I could add power, right? That's one dimension. I could add basically I could add strength to the hit, or I could make it less or more likely to hit. And so I think giving it that slight risk of not hitting, it increases the strategy, right? Because if everything hit all the time, that creates more situations where I can just spam the buttons really well. But now that I have with my warriors combos that increase the accuracy of my 4 attack thing, right? They basically remove that minus 10 accuracy. That encourages strategic play. And I think another thing is with the misses in particular, we are at a stage in the game where, like, in the large span of these NFTs, this is the early game. This is when they are at their weakest. This is so I think gear and level ups are eventually going to be able to make it so that we can reliably build heroes that don't miss unless we've been outplayed by the other player raising their evasion somehow. And so that's why part of why I really want them to distinguish between a miss and a dodge, right? Where I evade you is different from you missing me. Right now they're both the same. And I think right, if I'm playing another player and I miss, wow, my heroes suck. This is awful. This game sucks. I've made all these best heroes. But if instead I'm playing another player and it's dodge, it's like, what the shit is this guy doing? How does he keep dodging my attacks? What do I need to do to, like, get better and, like, get on that level where he has to be frustrated that I'm dodging his attacks? And so I think it kind of would help balance out that positive feedback loop by, one, letting us know when the enemy misses are actually the result of our good hero building, the fact that we have this guy that can dodge everything, and two, letting us know that when some of our misses are the result of the opponent being just having good stats in that regard, or getting lucky, because there is always that chance. So yeah, what do you think about that?
No, I think you did a great job explaining that, because a lot of this is making a lot more sense to me. And I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from this conversation or debate, whatever you want to call it, it's been very helpful to me, because I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from this is that we're just so early. And I think it's easy to forget that, with not just with the game, but with Jewel, with everything. We're so damn early.
Right.
And so they have to, a lot of the things that the points that I'm bringing up, because I don't want to say complaining, because I'm not complaining.
No. Yeah.
I really am not complaining. I'm just curious and wondering, so I can learn and speak, in a more understanding way about this. But we're just so early, and if they start out so strong,
right,
with everything in the beginning, now I'm starting to understand the power creep. You can't start out like that, and you gotta give yourself room to build into all of that, to make the equipment and the attachables and the weapons and all of that add to and build up to the strengths that eventually you want to be at. Okay, that's really good. Thank you for. I mean, you explained it really well. I really have a much better understanding of how that all works now.
No.
I still want my
I know your
slingshot,
tricks,
though.
Emerson. I know your tricks. You like to tell every streamer they're your favorite. And meanwhile, you've been out fishing with Frosty, catching bloaters. Oh, what is this? What is this?
That's AI created.
AI created, maybe part of it. Yeah, those bloaters.
That's definitely not the reason I didn't show up last week for your stream. I don't care. I don't care what Frosty says.
Yeah, Frosty.
That was me.
That was quite a catch. I mean, except for these bloaters part, that thing's as big as you are, man.
Frosty even wears his suit fishing, man. That guy's a slick dude, man.
Yeah, always a professional. Way better than me. I just wear obvious copyright infringement.
I can't believe he sent you that photo, though. I'm gonna have a talk with Frosty.
He was taunting me, actually. Believe it or not, he was showing it to me, saying like, "Haha, you will never get this in Mythic Squad," is what he said.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. Thanks a lot, Frosty. Thanks a lot. Buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Good job.
Yeah. So let me see if I had any other questions here, but yeah, no, I think that's it. Unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about, I was just the misses and the other thing there.
Yeah,
but I definitely want a magical slingshot, though. I think that would be a pretty incredible weapon to have. So
no, I think one day it's got to happen.
I'm gonna hold my hopes out for that magical slingshot.
You know what they could do is they could just make some accessories that give like single use abilities in the game, and that like the pants, right? Even though like pants are normally armor, there's that accessory. You have to have a slingshot accessory and do an attack with it once. That would be cool.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Something that's limited, but yeah. I don't know. These guys are doing an awesome job, and obviously I have no game making skills at all in me, but I come up with good ideas every once in a while. So I'm going to continue to post those, and hopefully the community will engage in them. And you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome to tell me that was stupid.
No. I think actually most people came in here like fully agree, like frickin' devs taking all our fun away. And I'm not sure I convinced even any of them, but I don't think you were in the minority at all in having these thoughts about like, why are they doing this to us? And so I actually think it was really good that we did talk about it. I got Beeve in the chat. I need to tell you about this. Sorry to talk over you. Beeve is begging to see what dark summon you have lined up for tonight.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can.
So there should be a share screen button, and when you press it, I will have to just do a little quick admin to add it to the screen, but that's not a problem at all.
Let me hold on. Let me make sure I got it set up here. You know what? I just got. All right, we're gonna do it. Here we go. Let me go back. It's a Dragoon Sage.
Ooh, Dragoon Sage. Give us some more of the backstory while you're hunting.
Sage. Well, you know what happened? So before I show you these, let me just tell you real quick. So I've been talking on everyone's stream that I don't have a dread knight yet after 2 years, right? I've been saying I don't have a dread knight, I don't have a dread knight.
Mm-hmm.
And Beav had said you gotta do it on one of our Mythic Squad streams, and then then you'll get your dread knight. But this morning I did a dark summon, a Sage Dragoon, and I got my first dread knight.
Nice,
So
nice,
yeah,
man.
so
That's sick.
my first dread knight. It was it's dark summon. It was a rare, and I can probably show you, but let me share my screen and we'll do. Maybe this will be dread knight number 2 right here, guys.
I have faith. I have a lot of faith.
So, let's see here. Boom. All right, I'm sharing it now.
And it just popped up on my end. I'm adding it the G screen as I have it labeled in my back door area.
Oh man, you know what though? I don't think I have a shoot. I gotta get a stone.
Dude, stone is sponsored by Mythic Squad. What do you want? Tell me. Just DM me that address. Tell me what stone you want.
You guys pick then. You guys pick.
All right. I'll give the chat a minute here to catch up, and then pick a stone. You're going for a mutation for a dread, right? So you have the Sage and the Dragoon.
Yeah. Let me look at them real quick here. What do we got? I don't think they have any elite abilities, but I'm just basically I just want to get a dread knight. That's what I'm going for here. And shoot, I think I just lost those 2 heroes, didn't I?
It does take them away, yeah, when you close it. It's a safety feature, but I get it, but I hate it. It's one of those featers.
Darn it. Well, now you can see.
You can show off your collection. We don't mind. We don't mind at all.
Yeah, let me where's my glasses? I gotta put on glasses so I can see here. I don't wanna I have some let's see. Yeah, which one was I doing here? Let's look at some of the abilities. I do have a couple of what Beav, you see anything you like in here that you want to that there's a second wind, but I don't want to dark summon him. I'm not at that level yet. I am not at that level yet.
Beav just told me
you'll get there. Second wind. There's a Sage. I do have a Sage with second wind and a Dragoon with second wind.
Yeah, so you gonna go for the pass through, huh? Ooh, that could be good. So I got good authority here. Brovia wants to do a Chaos Stone. Beav says Swiftness or Vigor. Yeah, I do like Agi or Vigor. I kind of like that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling the Vigor, I think, actually. I'm feeling the Vigor Stone here.
So, all right.
You know what? We're going to go with let's go with an uncommon instead of a rare. Yeah, let's go with an uncommon here. I don't feel like doing the second winds yet. I'm not ready for that.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm still a baby. I'm still a baby here. I don't want to. All right, this one I got a Sage Knight.
Shoot me your wallet address.
Here we go.
Whatever you want. I got you a Vigor. I got you a Vigor Stone.
Okay.
So yeah. That way you won't have to leave this page to get it. It'll just appear. Oh, Beav now says he likes Swiftness. Honestly, well, fine, dude. Fine. I have.
All right, let's do the Swiftness. I want to go with Beav's. Okay, I just sent you my wallet in Discord.
Sounds good. I will get that Swiftness Stone over to you.
All right, we're gonna go with these 2 right here. Let's just make sure I don't have any. What do you think, Beav? How are these looking? How are these guys looking?
What? So we
level
got here
3, level 1. What's that?
I was just gonna describe them. If you're gonna describe them, keep going. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You describe them.
So yeah, uncommon Sage, uncommon Dragoon, both Knight subclass by the looks of it. Yeah, I mean, I like the uncommon floor. Uncommon floor gets sexy sometimes. Luck is always good. Ooh, blue alchemy, nice. Do you know if their alignments or their what is it called? Elements match up?
I think alchemy is dark, right? Dark. I think.
I don't recall. Actually, I'm not as good at Kupo. Beav wants to see the R1s, is what he told me.
Yes, I'm going there. Let's go there. There we go. Dragoon. Explosion. We got a couple explosions in there.
Ooh, we like those. I've heard some people like explosion in the Mythic Squad. Sound off if you do.
R1, R1. See, this is the part that I'm not that versed on. You know, the
So,
R1.
have you done? Have you ever put these into ADFK? Do you have that website?
Yeah, yeah, yes, I
So,
do. Yeah,
could you like in a different tab so they don't go away? Pull that up. Is that
yeah,
doable on your end? Because I
yeah. I
can
got it.
explain a little bit here since we have a nice one with that dragoon.
Yes.
Basically, recessives are ways to boost the odds, or and something to watch out for if the odds are boosted against you, right? So Beav will talk about making sure you're not stacked in the recessives for like something that's off class. So say you're going for Dread Knight and you have three wizards in the recessives for one, and like a priest and a wizard in the recessives for other. You've got a pretty unusually high chance of hitting that wizard. And so he's just trying to minimize all the other chances. I'm not sure if it like statistically matters, but I like it a lot. And when it comes to increasing the odds, I know it definitely matters.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna, yeah. Let me I'll put the heroes in and then I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
perfect.
love their site, man. Those guys do awesome stuff for sure. No, they're amazing. The ADFK guys.
Oh, truly. Shout out. We have Raph, I think, in the chat who said he's talking to Beav. Also a great Dark Summoner himself, Raph. We like it. I just sent the Swiftness Stone. So that should be appearing in your inventory momentarily. Thank you, blockchain. Isn't that cool, guys?
Oh, cool.
Emerson is a
Hey,
crafty
while I'm
wizard.
getting this set up, I wanted to ask you your opinion, and I wanted to give my opinion on the while we're summoning here and doing dark summoning
Perfect timing, yeah.
about the subject of hero inflation, because I have some strong feelings on that, and this is the subject that I was given the warning at the beginning for, because I have some pretty strong feelings on that, and I'm just wondering if you want to share yours first, and then I'll share mine.
Well, so I really don't have a very strong opinion, and you hit me up with this. Like, is it okay if I talk about this? And I wanted to just kind of react to what you had to say because I don't have a very strong
Okay.
opinion on it, and so hit me.
Well, all right. So my opinion and feelings are that that we do have too many heroes, and well, it's like a two-sided thing. It's like right now we have too many heroes. Okay, so maybe in the future this number of heroes won't be too many for the game, but right now I feel like we have too many, and I just feel like that we need to listen better to Hubert, because I mean all of us worship Hubert, right? With everything that he talks about
Absolutely.
with the game, we all worship the guy, right? And now this is the fourth time he's come out, and as subtly as he can, said basically we need to do something. We need to discuss this subject of hero inflation. And this guy, he wouldn't be coming out and saying this. He can't come out and scream it because he works for DeFi Kingdoms. He can't come out and say, "Oh my God, there's a problem." The hero, and I don't think it's that bad where it needs to be screamed about. But I'm just saying, he's doing the best job he can to tell us that we need to address this, and we're doing it with dark summoning and other things like that. And I know that for Gen Zero holders, it's an investment, and they've made an investment and everything. But I really just think that if we bite the bullet now, in a sense, take our medicine now, it's going to be better in the future. I think it's up to the community right now to take the bull by the horns and do something about this issue, or at least discuss it openly. And I think the majority of people wanted to slow it down, but the people that had Gen Zeros had the most voting power, and so obviously they're not going to vote to at that time to take away their cash cow. But I just think that it's just a supply and demand issue. And right now, like I keep saying, we can't control the demand. We have no control over that. We're out there doing everything we can as community members. The team's out there doing everything they can But we can't force people to come in and play this game and buy a bunch of heroes. It's just not something that we have in our control. But we do have in our control the opportunity to control the supply, right? And if we do a little bit to control the supply, then that that's going to have an effect on raising the prices. So I think if we just did it now, right now, then it would be better for everyone in the end. And I think that by doing it, once everything catches up, the Gen 1 10 out of 10s are just gonna go up in value. And my last point, for me, everyone says, well, you're gonna, summoning's the funnest thing in the game, and you're just gonna take that, you're gonna take that away from people. No, we're not taking it away. It's just making it so you can do it a little less often. And I would argue, for those of you that have been around from the very beginning, I would argue that summoning was way funner, way more funner. I love that word, but way more fun when you couldn't do it as often. You couldn't spam it. The spamming just takes a lot of the fun out of it. Being able to do it all the time as much as you want, it just takes some of the fun out of it. And also, it was a lot more fun when what came out of that summon actually had some good value to it.
Right.
So those are my points. A lot of people may not agree with me. It may trigger a lot of people. I'm sorry if that's the case for you, but I just had to share. I've been holding this in for a long time. I really think we missed our window to do it the first time, but I think the window's opening right now. And with Hubert bringing it up, I really think we should listen, guys, and talk about this more and find something that'll work. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, that was a long rant.
No, it was awesome, dude. That was awesome. I loved it personally. So, here's a little. You go ahead and keep finishing out your summit. I'll give some more backstory. So back in the days when they first brought the vote out, I had just bought my first Gen 0 pair the week before they brought it up, literally the week before. And even then, I was open to being convinced that we should vote to do it. I actually did vote in favor of it, I'm pretty sure, even though that vote lost pretty hard because, being a little more versed in procedure, I understood that a request for comment was not a final decision. But the team had high expectations of their community with that phrasing, I'm not going to lie. But still, I think it's a good idea what you're saying. I am struggling to avoid doing this. I'm not trying to rub anything in your face. It's just so funny how perfectly it lines up. You said, you're not trying to take it away or make it not fun. They're just making it so you can do it a little less often. And the first thing that popped in my mind was just like Small Stone. No.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Good one.
yeah.
Good one.
I think I lost your screen. You're blackened now for me.
Well, oh, you can't see me, or
you might have to reshare. Did you switch tabs? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you. I just can't see your screen.
The share screen?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right. What happened? Okay. Let me try it again.
We're tantalizing the beef here. You know what? If you want to just rip the summit, I'm cool with it. We don't need to show off the recessives and such.
For some reason, the ADFK page won't come up. So,
okay.
Let me. Do you see the? Yeah, I see it now. Do you?
Okay,
I see it sharing.
Okay.
No, you don't see it.
No, wait. Well, bring it back. Bring it back. Sorry, I think I figured out the issue.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to bring it back right now. Sorry, guys.
This is my bad, guys, because I just literally just hit the wrong button.
I feel like people.
Sure. Yeah,
I feel like
decided to assign to the wrong output. That's on me. There we go. We have you up. We have your screen in view. The beautiful, awful light mode. But so scroll down to those the chances on the class.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. But just keep going. Yeah. To the chances, all the way down.
Oh, okay.
So right there, yeah, boom.
All
Keep these two segments in screen. That's perfect. So, You see how Dragoon chance is a little bit higher than Sage chance?
Yes.
That's because your recessive in the R1 has, I think it's like a, I forget what the number is, but it's like a not bad chance, like a single digit number, not a decimal number, to just replace your main gene during the summon.
Oh, I see. I see.
And so all of those super low um, passives and actives, those are potential mutations that might hit if, like, say, one or more of your recessives from both sides come in. Now, where it gets interesting is if you have something where it's like you had a warrior and a mate or a wizard, and they both had, say, Dragoon or Dread Knight in like R1 or R2, you could have like a pretty close to 10% chance of getting that if you paired them together. And so that's how people are
Oh,
playing recessives sometimes at like the most basic level.
okay. All right. Okay. 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 I get it. I get it. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So now it'll
So,
bring us back to the juicy part. I think you got that 7% Dread Knight. I'm itching.
oh, you ready for the summon? You ready to?
I think I'm ready. I think Beeve's about to like throw a fit. Just and
I,
I hate to disappoint you here, Emerson, but a lot of people in the chat, even though you said they might be offended by what you said, they seem to agree with you, and I know that must be
wow.
disappointing.
Well, I tried to deliver my view with passion and sincerity because I am sincere. And like I said at the beginning, is that my intentions are just good, and I just see this as a math problem where we just need to take away a little bit of the supply, and and then we're working on the demand part. Anyways, I well,
Yeah,
thanks for your support, guys, and anybody that doesn't agree with me, that's fine too. I don't have any problem with that either.
yeah. He doesn't have a problem with you meeting him in the parking lot. No,
Yeah, that's right. I feel like there's a bunch of Gen Zero owners hopping on a plane to Kauai right now.
I mean they wish, right?
Like beef, huh? Like beef. Trust me, you don't want to come over here looking for beef.
No, I don't. I
I know a
don't.
lot of big brada, a lot of big Hawaiian bradas over here that'll protect me. They're my ohana. So if you have beef with me, wait till I go to the mainland. You'll have a lot more luck over there.
We got lots of bros here on the mainland, but none of them like each other. All right,
Yeah.
we got your screen showing to the
Okay, you ready?
audience.
We
Yeah,
ready?
yeah, we're ready
Let's
for this. Don't forget that swiftness stone.
I gotta put. Oh yeah, look at that
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
baby.
Thank you very much, Mythic Squad, Mythic
Yeah.
Vibe.
Woo,
Let's do
Mythic
this. Let's
vibes.
do this.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Mythic vibes in the chat. We got Koopa, we got Beeve. Let's fucking go. Skiller, Worm,
Oh man,
ADFK. Thank you
I
all
gotta
for
prove
showing up.
this.
Gander, Gander, Brovia, Germ Curry. Everyone, really appreciate everyone being out here tonight. He's got to approve the stone because it's brand new. It's that fresh token. That good stuff. Mmm.
Yes. All right, here we go. Here we go. Mythic Dread Knight coming up, guys. Too bad
Ooh.
it'll have that mark on it, but
No, it's a badge of honor. So the beef
yeah.
says that his opinion should have zero weight on the Gen Zero argument
Oh
because he's on a
no!
holder, and I think that actually is misstating or misanalyzing the situation because you hold heroes, right? And the Gen Zero inflation rate does impact you and your investments in Jewel and the heroes and everything in a very real way. Just talk to Franz about it. He'll happily go on a tear.
I just remember how freaking fun it was to summon when it really meant something.
Yeah.
And it's much better. I mean, summoning is fun now. I have a lot of fun doing it, but it was a lot more fun then when it really meant a lot more to do it. I looked forward, like I didn't get to summon every day, but I looked forward to those days that I did get to do it. And then whatever I got usually had a pretty good value no matter what it was. So, but I guess value is all relative, right?
I suppose you're right about that, sadly. But yes. No, I think you're still right generally, though. I do think, I've heard a lot of people complain that inflation is the problem. And,
Well, we should all get together and do something about it, guys. I mean, you
we
know,
should initiate a vote.
yeah, we really should. And I just think that I think everyone will be really happy in the end if we do this now, if we do it now. And
Yeah.
everyone's had their chance spam all their summons and do all of that. Let's make summon great again. Summoning great again.
Make summoning great again with this Dark Summon Mythic vibes, baby. It's
Let's
coming
go!
out.
Come on, guys!
Yeah.
Sorry if I yelled there.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Come on!
Oh, your mistake was doing it on my podcast. You got to go on Mythic Squad Thursday night now and just do it there. Oh my God, you got the wings.
Those wings are pretty sweet looking. I'm trying to think about and it's a common.
Oh, uncommon floor. Oh, check the recessives. Check the recessives. Might have some juice in the recessives. And only a sage. Wow, lost the juice. I mean, most of the juice. Oh
Nothing.
My goodness! Oh my, nothing.
I got the alchemy back though.
Ooh,
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got the. Oh, now it has the mag. No, it's not Earth. No, never mind.
Well, if you're looking to rehome this warrior, I know a guy who likes warriors.
Yeah, I've heard. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that, and you're welcome for making your Sage and Dragoon a little bit more valuable today.
That's right. We burnt 2 out of existence, and now everyone is a little bit better off for it.
Oh, a little bit better. Now I gotta go replace them and buy them out of the tavern. So, no, that was fun. Hey, you know what? I always say you can't win if you're not entered in the game, right? So
that's right.
You gotta play the game, and I did. Oh, I did. Maybe on a positive note, I can show my my Dread Knight that I got.
Yes. Yeah. Let's end on that positive, baby.
Because that was a rug right there.
That was a hard rug. No, I've done those. That one was bad. I saw it and I was like, ugh.
I want to admit. But look at this bad boy right here.
Brush Rush. What a name.
Oh,
Geraldine.
Yeah.
Naughty girl.
Geraldine.
Wow. Yeah. This is good.
Yeah.
Turn it around. Let's see the larboard side.
I'm just so glad that it was a rare and not a common. I was so happy about that. But I dark summoned 2 commons, a common Sage and a common Dragoon. Dark summoned to get this Dread Knight. So I went from a common up to a rare and a Dread Knight. So that was I was pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good
result. Got the blue Dex.
Yeah, blue Dex.
It has a lesser Chaos Stone.
That hit Dex by the looks of it.
And then yeah, I think so. And I got Hardened Shield and Exhaust. So two elite traits on there, Foresight and Clutch. So I was pretty happy about that. Those
Foresight's the best ability in the game. So remember how we were talking about misses and evades? I mean, 8% off your enemy's chance to hit is pretty big. We felt it. You know, you were talking about missing 4 in a row with just the 6%, the 94% chance to hit. Take that down to 86 real quick.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be huge. I think this one came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. The Dragoon had Hardened Shield, so that passed along, and then the other trait, was a match, so that passed along there too. So yeah, I was pretty happy with these results. It's my first Dread Knight, so I definitely would like to get a few more on my team, but I'm really happy with it. Really excited to finally finally get that Dread Knight.
Welcome to the club. It's a good one to be in, and we're happy to have you.
I'm really happy about that, man.
Well,
let's see here.
What are you gonna say? Let's see here.
Oh, I was just looking at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything big that I wanted to talk to you about tonight.
Nice.
So I think we covered a lot, though.
We did. This was an action-filled episode of discussion. I think we covered everything that I had in my notes. I was gonna start doing a send-off and start playing sounds on my soundboard. Does that sound good?
Good. I got some hunts to fight. I got some hunts to do.
All right. Well, before I do that,
did you like my strategy I was telling you about? How I shared on Grady that go in, do your quick bad mother cluckers, then do your boar hunts, get your raffle. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I think that was spot on. I do. I like to do a team in the bad mother cluckers and stand pot and do them again in the boars.
Yes.
That's XP Maxi in me right there. Anything else though? Any closing thoughts, parting words for the audience, our 20 viewers?
No, just thank you for having me on. Love the Mythic Squad. We'll be working on getting those pink slip duels to you as soon as duels are out.
All right, you heard it here. We're gonna make the pink slip duels happen as soon as possible. And shout out to the Jewelers Guild for sponsoring that tournament as well. And on that note, I'm just gonna start having errors.
Like laser sound, NFT.